Hello. Tornado warning has been issued here for. Let me get everything pulled up here. I was not watching this. It's radar indicated tornado for Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties, and that continues until 35 minutes from now, so until 9:45. I'm having some trouble here. There we go. Let me get everything reorganized here. Okay, yeah, so this is the tornado warning that has been issued for Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties. Let me get the drawing tool pulled up. And so it's going to be for this area of rotation right in here, going to be south of Minna. And it's headed off to the southeast towards Daisy. So we're going to put it in motion, take a look at it over the past 15, 20 minutes, see how it's developed. And you can see it was back here as it was crossing over Vandervoort, 40 over 59. Now it's moving off to the southeast, and it has gone tornado warned as it approaches Caney Creek. Going to see if we can get any camera view of the area here. And I don't believe we have any cameras down in that area. No, we do not. And it's going to be dark out there, so the best view that we will have will be from way north of it, near West City. And I'll just quickly put that on there. You can see this is the best we have. We do see that there's a lot of lightning in it. And yeah, so if there were to be a storm, not sure what I'm doing there. If there were to be something, it would be back in this area here. But unfortunately, it is dark, so we're not able to see anything. Although there is something going on up in here. That's the best view that we have of it in there. So we're going to go back to radar. And so it's going to be north of 267, I believe that said. No, 246. Headed off to the southeast towards Caney Creek. So let's get us some times of arrival on this if we can. One minute, switching over to radar Omega. If it's moving at 15 miles an hour, we're going ahead and track it out to Amity since it's rather unpopulated area. Mineola at 10 o'clock, Athens at 10:11, Albert at 10:28, Langley 10:39, New Hope at 10:43, Daisy at 11:09, Lodi at 11:09 as well, Glenwood at 11:47, and there's a whole other list of things there as it gets further out. Daisy at 11:09 and Amity at 12. So we still have a long ways to go before it gets to that. Right now, it is just for Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties, so it is not extending all the way out to Daisy and Amity. We're going to go back over to this radar view because it's a bit better and easier to see. And I'm going to be working to see if I can't see any other details about this. And this is the first tornado warning that has been issued in the state of Arkansas since, to my knowledge, June 19th. So this is the first tornado that has been, or first tornado warning that has been issued for the state in a long while. Not seeing anything other than the radar indicatedness of it. So again, this is going to be continuing over towards Caney Creek. It's moving at about 15 miles an hour, so it's a rather slow tornado for what we're used to here in Arkansas. I'm not sure if the tornado sirens out here are county-based. If so, then the sirens are probably going off in Minna. You are okay. You don't need to be taking shelter if you're in Minna. Cove, Hatfield, Vandervoort, you're okay. This is for your county, but you are not under the tornado warning. Areas to the east of Vandervoort, up along 246 and out towards Caney Creek, those areas are under that tornado warning. So we're going to just go ahead and go back to the camera view, or towards hold on a moment. There we go. Going to go back over to the cameras. Not going to be able to see too much on it because of how dark it is and it not being in a great spot for these cameras, but it's what you got. So those are some very bright lights there. So we're just going to be needing to watch the top of the screen as lightning strikes in the distance. So I'm going to quickly just take a look at correlation coefficient, see if it's possibly on the ground. Not seeing anything to indicate that it is actively on the ground doing damage. Taking a look at reflectivity, we can see that there's a bit of an inflow notch here where wind is blowing in, wind is blowing out, and creating that area of circulation that lines up directly with the velocity signature. So I want to again go back to the cameras because this tells us better than most radars will. If anything is happening, it would be way off in the distance there, which there is something back in there that I'm seeing, but I can't tell if it's a cloud extending to the ground or what it is. But it's right in here, right where my cursor is there. I'll put the pointing sign back on there. It's right in this area. And that lightning strike there would have just gave us a good view of it. Let me see if we can't go back frame by frame here to see what we were just seeing. So on those cameras, what we would have just saw is this. I was able to go back frame by frame, get a good view when it was lit up. We can see that there are some clouds. That drawing cursor is too big. There's some lower hanging clouds throughout here. Could be something over in this region over there. However, nothing I'm seeing currently indicates that there is anything on the ground from this camera. I want to take a look back here on radar. We'll take another look at correlation coefficient, not seeing a debris signature. I'm taking a look at reflectivity again. It's still the same storm that it was a couple minutes ago. And so again, if you're just joining us, is for Montgomery, Polk, and Pike counties until 9:45, so about another 25 minutes. If the National Weather Service continues it that long. The National Weather Service in Little Rock, or no? 1 minute. Confused on the boundaries here. Trying to see where the office ends if this is the boundary. Okay, yes, that is the boundary. So National Weather Service Shreveport's going to have to decide if they want to continue this in Howard County or if they're not going to want to do that. They might issue a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. That's what they often do. If they do, it'd be for the northern part of Howard County. So this area up here that has the actual tornado warning is National Weather Service Little Rock. So that's LZK, and then down here is SHV Shreveport. So right now we're just trying to wait to see what happens with the storm. I'm pretty sure that's probably what the folks in Shreveport are waiting to see, because we don't have a great view of this. It's far away from all of our radars. I know that the National Weather Service has one in Idabel, I believe, so they probably have a better view than we do. But as it stands currently with the radars that we have available, we don't have the best of view available. It does look like a bit of a nasty storm, like it has a potential to become a nasty storm at least. And looking at it on velocity, it's kind of falling apart in this scan. We'll take a look at correlation coefficient again. No, just a little bit of a mess there. That's in the dry slot. Won't be able to tell if that is debris there. And with this moving at 15 miles an hour, it is possible that this gets outran by this line of storms behind it. If that happens, then the severe weather threat will quickly diminish for it. Want to check this real quick. That's radar indicated severe thunderstorm warning. No tornado possible tag. That is going to include areas south of Fort Smith, though. In Little Rock itself, there's a lot of rain, probably thunder going on, but nothing severe. There is a severe thunderstorm watch, however, but again, there's no warning or advisory for it. Right now, the only storm in the state that's really worth monitoring is this one out here, near Minna, south of Minna, west of Vandervoort, headed out towards Caddo Gap, Daisy, and north of Dirks. Amity down the line. And if it holds together that long, eventually I-30, but I doubt this is going to hold together that long. So it's coming over Caney Creek Wilderness right now, just north of Hartley, along 246. Still heading off to the southeast at 15 miles an hour. Because they have not updated this, it's probably moving a bit faster than 15 if I were to guess. They just haven't updated it yet. So I just want to make sure we're not missing anything else in the state, anywhere at all. And does not really look like it. Honestly, I was not expecting this one to go warned, but it did, so we're here. There's some updates for some storms going on. They're updating the severe thunderstorm watch. There's two of them. The first one expires in 4 hours. The first one expires in 36 minutes. The second one expires in 4 hours.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
There's the warning that I just mentioned. That's going to include Fort Smith, areas south of Fort Smith, towards Greenwood, Hartford, Huntington, eventually over towards Boonville. Down here, this storm will take a look at velocity again. Not seeing super strong indications that there's a tornado. Take a look at correlation coefficient. Not seeing that it's on the ground. I will say that there is rotation here. So there's red, which means that there's wind blowing away. There's green, which is pretty bright green in some areas here, blowing towards. So there is rotation going on. And we can line this up with the storm. It kind of has that inflow notch of this wind that is blowing in with this other wind that is wrapping the rain around it. However, with this other being out here in front of it, I'm pretty sure this is going to start to choke it off. It's going to choke itself off with its current position. So what we might end up seeing is it's try and cycle. If it does that, that would put it down a bit closer down into Howard County. However, yeah, they just canceled that because, like I was saying, it's there, but it's not strong. It's there, but at that point, I don't think it warranted a tornado warning any longer. And National Weather Service in Little Rock appears to have gotten rid of it. I will just quickly verify that before going away. Don't want to tell you wrong. Going to quickly reload that just to make sure it hasn't glitched out on me. Okay, it's still not showing here, so pretty sure they've dropped it. I'm going to wait for the red to go away here. Once the red goes away, then so too will I. And again, the area that was warned was this area heading over Caney Creek Wilderness. Velocity wise, I'm just not seeing it anymore. And so the overlay gets its data a bit after I do. Okay, yeah, it just went away.